I think 15 years ago, people started talking about corporate social responsibility, and it was thin. It was a marketing strategy or something that the chairman said we had to do, and people didn't buy it. This time around, to me it feels like it's come from the grassroots up. It's come from the fact that everyone who works in business is also a citizen. We read the newspapers, we watch the news, we go and watch An Inconvenient Truth. We are aware of what's happening in the world. How can you then go about your day job and not care? Richard Reed, Innocent Drinks. I've always loved the question, how old would you be if you didn't know how old you are? My answer to that would be, in my 20s, although with her signature Glaswegian honesty, my lovely wife Joan would almost certainly add, no, Richard, you just act like you're in your 20s, which is not the same thing. Well, believe it or not, I am in my 20s. It's just a question of the multiple that must be applied. Contrary to many people of my age, however, I make a point of enjoying my birthdays and always attempt to do something to make them memorable. This year was no different. You're barking mad, says Joan, as I fly across the Pacific in a flimsy balloon or hike in the Arctic Circle with a team of dogs. So there I was, one blustery day in August 2010, hoping nobody would notice that I was hobbling as I advanced with tender bare feet, clutching my surfboard across a sharp shingle beach on the south coast of England, with my daughter Holly, my son Sam, my teenage nephew Ivo, and other friends and family members, 12 in all. We were ready to kite surf across the English Channel. The plan was to get a world record, and the man from the Guinness Book of Records was on hand to observe our attempt. As dangerous enterprises go, kite surfing a mere 24 miles from England to France didn't seem too difficult, particularly given my past apparently reckless efforts to kill myself. Joan was determined not to be there while she became a widow during some of my more outlandish enterprises over the years. Usually, she'd just take herself off home. The weather was windy, but the sun was shining when we waded into the choppy grey sea off Dungeness. I was looking forward to the challenge. Kite surfing is my favourite sport. Nothing beats that glorious sense of freedom and the adrenaline rush you get as you skim across waves, powered by a beautiful kite soaring overhead. I would have preferred breaking the record in the azure seas of the Caribbean, but to paraphrase the late Evel Knievel, a challenge has to be risky to be fun, doesn't it? There was a force 6 gale blowing which was strong enough to give us a chance of getting the record. But 10 miles into our journey, that had turned into a force 7 or 8, and the small chase boats had to turn back. Although I believed the kiters could have made it without the chase boats, I felt it unwise to take nephews, nieces, and kids across the busiest shipping lane in the world, and we returned to land for the day. The next day, the weather was worse, so while we waited for it to break, we did a little sightseeing around the ancient town of Rye, where we were staying, with its cobbled streets, secret tunnels, and the ghosts of smugglers. The previous day we had provided refreshments on the beach at Dungeness for our family and friends and the local lifeboat crew. Shopping at Jempson's, a small grocery store in Piers Marsh near Rye, I'd been interested to see that they had a section labelled Local Heroes. This displayed good locally grown and locally produced food, from seasonable vegetables, soft summer fruits, hand-picked on surrounding farms, to home-baked cakes and cheeses, sausages, pickles and jams, and English wines. They sold organic, and they sold fair trade. What's more, the prices were impressively modest compared with city prices or those of the big chain stores. This family-run grocery business, I learned, bought direct from a distribution cooperative, from South Coast farmers and other small suppliers, and, without high transport costs, passed their saving on to the customer. Everyone gained. The store gained customer loyalty, and the customers got fresh, wholesome produce at a decent price. I also learned that the company supported a handful of small charities, sponsored and selected by the staff.